Hi, so recently somebody has told me they've got a sciatic nerve trapped, and I'm just doing a quick video about that. I thought that I had one already on here, but I've got one for releasing tight back, glutes and hips, but not for specifically the sciatic nerve. So I'm going to do a quick video for that, and it doesn't take too long. You can lie out on a yoga mat, or lying out on the carpet will be fine, or like a hard floor with a blanket or something down, because you're not going to be needing any grip or anything like that. It might be a good idea. So these are yoga blocks, a block, a brick. It might be a good idea if you had a block. If not, a cushion might do, or like a book that was a decent kind of depth. So you're going to go ahead and lie down and just bring your knees into your chest to begin with. So hugging the knees in, and that can be made all the deeper by popping that block or that cushion under your lower back. So it's your lower back and your upper glutes, upper bottom. So this might be as far as you go. You might bring knees to armpits and hold the soles of your feet. And this is just to really start to open the area out, open the lower back. And obviously we've all got different capabilities. So some of you from here, if you're feeling warm enough, might head to plough, where we bring the hips over the shoulders and we bring the legs over the head. So let's come back a little bit for that one. So we're here. You can hold the toes, or you can stretch the knuckles behind. Be sure to tuck the chin to the chest. Gently easing that down. So you would hold those kind of poses, maybe pause the video and hold them for about 8 breaths. Then we're going to go ahead and go into some supine twists. So you've got arms wide and knees together. Draw the knees one way, breathe in, and ease the head the opposite way, breathe out. Knees one way, breathe in. Head the opposite way with these arms wide, breathe out. So again, you could pause the video and you could do a few of those. You could also hold on each side for a number of breaths. If you want a little bit more, extend your top leg. So you're getting right into the hamstrings and the calf there. If you flex the foot, that means pulling the toes in towards your head, you're going to get the lower calf. You could even hold the foot with your top hand if you're able to. And again, we're looking the opposite way. I know you can't quite see that. I need to get a proper camera stick set up in here. So I'm going to go the opposite way with that. You might hold that for longer, you might hold that for shorter. Okay, extend the top leg if you want to. What you could also do is the bottom, the back leg, might be able to get hold of those toes if you're in need of something more, a greater stretch. So then you're getting the quad on that bottom leg. That is quite a strong stretch, so I would only recommend that if you really feel like you need it. So this is just softening, loosening, opening the whole areas, all of the areas that can be affected by a trapped nerve. You probably, specifically the sciatic nerve, you're probably noticing that your hips are tight, your hamstrings are tight, you might have achiness, tightness elsewhere in your back. So this one is the real jackpot pose. It's called Eye of the Needle. So popping one foot on the knee. And if you really feel like you need a deeper stretch, there's that block or cushion under lower back, upper glute. And I've got to say, I years ago was in hairdressers or something, and there was a lady was saying she was due to get on a flight and her sciatic nerve was trapped. She was worried about not being able to get on a flight, and I got her down on the floor in the hairdressers, and she did this pose. I said, keep on doing it, like, you know, throughout the evening. And when I saw the lady that ran the salon place, the next time, it was Sue from Look Lush, if you ever see this, Sue. And she said to tell you that she got on the flight. So there we go. So I'm popping the right foot on the left knee. I'm taking the right hand and pushing the knee away. So that's making a little bit of space in the hip. My hands are then going around my left thigh. So there's a gap here and my right hand's going in the gap and my left hand's coming around the outer left leg. Some people use a belt for that because it's too much of a stretch. And what you can also do, if you find that you're straining your neck, lifting your neck to reach your legs, then pop another cushion or a brick or a block under. You might like to go round the shin, and you're keeping the knee pushed away from the chest, so that really gets into the sciatic nerves. It gets into the outer, so the side of the back, side of the lumbar, side of the lower back. Lumbar is base of the spine. But we need to do both sides because I can feel that dominantly on my right side. So I'd say between 8 and 12 breaths. So be patient, take some deep, deep breaths. Try not to tighten your glutes at all. Try to let the stretch work its way through. Okay, so you might stay there a little bit longer. You might already be out of it. My right foot is on my left knee. I've hooked the right heel to the outer side of the left knee now. Arms are wide. If you want something, whip it away. I'm going to allow this right heel to pull my left knee to the right. I'm going to look left, and I'm going to apply pressure from this right heel to this outer left knee so that I'm drawing a stretch on this left side. So even if your sciatic nerve is trapped on one side, try to stretch, well, definitely stretch both sides. So that is really, really strong. It's a lovely release. It's bringing a release right into the mid-spine. Back to center. So I'm going to do the opposite side. Again, you might pause it, stay there for longer. You might have come out a bit sooner. So left foot on the right knee, push the left knee away. And that's making space in the hip. Hands around the right thigh this time, or around the shin as well. Bring it in. And I've got this block here for extra, a little bit of an extra push into it. Don't let the knee kind of squash to the chest, keep the knee away. And now I'm feeling that on the opposite side. So nice deep breaths. Try not to tighten the glutes at all. Just let the stretch work its way. Okay, so again, feel free to stay longer. Whip your proper way if you've got one. The left heel is to the outer right knee, and I'm going to allow that left heel to draw the knees to the left. Arms wide. I'm going to look right. I'm going to apply extra pressure from this left heel onto this outer right leg. So I've just released the left side, but this is then bringing a release into the right side. And with my arms wide, looking to beyond the fingertips of the right hand, I really feel a stretch coming all the way up my spine and up to the side of my neck as well. And when I've had sciatic nerves trapped in the past, I've felt the sort of spasmy pain in my neck. As I say, the rest of the body kind of tightens, compensates. So it's really important to not just try and stretch the one area. So I'm going to bring that back to centre. Heels just under the bottom now. Feet and knees hip distance apart. Press the lower back into the mat. Breathe in, lift the bottom, lift the hips. Breathe out, tuck your chin to your chest, and you can support the lower back. You can interlace fingers, bring the elbows together, increase your bridge. You can float your arms over the head. But what I'm inviting you to do here is notice the stretch. Notice where you've got a stretch. Notice where you've maybe got a bit of a muscle contraction, so a bit of tightness. You're probably clenching the glutes, clenching your bum. Can you release? So you're not clenching your bum. So I'm clenching here. Now I'm going to release. I'm losing a little bit of height. I'm going to keep my glutes released, but I'm going to lift the hips again. And that fully allows me to feel the stretch in the lumbar spine, and in fact across the whole of the lower back. You may need to support, remember. You may need hands just under the spine. I'd say 4 to 8 breaths for this, so you might come down soon, you might stay there a bit longer. Some of you may need to lift the heels so that you're deepening the stretch. I'm going to lower it down now. Excuse me. I'm going to hug knees back into chest again, back to armpits again. Okay. And then I'm going to roll over into devotion pose. So for this, you might want 2 cushions. You might want a block and a cushion, or 2 blocks. Big toes are together, knees together all wide. And if your bottom doesn't quite get to your heels, pop your block there. Arms extend and the forehead comes to the mat. So if your forehead doesn't get to the mat, you might want a block or a cushion there to bring the mat closer. Ease the palms down into the mat. So you're trying to really get a stretch from the base of the shoulder blades, make your arms taut. So you're going to bring the elbows down, you're going to bring the outer armpits down, and you're going to draw the heart to the earth and really breathe out. And from here, Moving forwards into a back bend. So the first back bend you'll get to is up dog, which might be far too much if you've got a sciatic nerve trapped. Up dog, the arms are straight, the hips are off the mat. We look up gently. Cobra, full cobra, elbows are slightly bent. Hips are coming downwards a little bit now. We look ahead. Or baby cobra, hips are down, chest is just lifted off the mat. We look along the floor. You might stay in your forearms. You might take your arms wider. Breathing in, breathing out as you ease your shoulders down. And just take a glance over each shoulder. Okay. And that's where I'm going to leave it tonight. I hope that has helped. Feel free to get in touch if you have a sciatic nerve trapped and maybe you've tried this and it's not worked. Maybe you already do yoga, so maybe you need something a little bit further in order to really get that release. Or maybe you need something a little bit softer. So get in touch if you need to. Namaste.